The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping. And I brought me some tea Earl Grey hot. The lights are turned way down low. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. When we finally kiss goodnight.
How I hate going out in the storm.
But if you...
Really?
Shut up, Wesley. All the way home, I'll be
warm.
Oh, the fire is slowly dying. And my dear...
We're still goodbye, then. But
as long as you love me so, make it so. Make it so. Make it so.
All right, everyone. How we doing? How are we all doing? Up. Now the dog wants to get up. Might have to be lap time then. Oh, I guess it's get on my lap time then, huh, bud? Oh, you were snoozing so wonderfully. You gotta pester me. Why you gotta break balls, bud? Why you gotta break balls, huh? All right, you're gonna sit on my lap then, because I don't want you getting into trouble. While I'm trying to stream. Oh, I know, it's terrible. Life is so hard. You're like those poor dogs in the commercial with Sarah McLachlan music. All right. And yes, it is 1:22 here on the East Coast. We're doing a little late night stream. I just felt like doing a little late night stream. Yeah. I doubt it's going to be a bumper crop of super chats like it was the other day. And thank you all for that, by the way. But, I just felt like doing a little stream. Shooting the shit with you guys. Oh, man. Got the last... Well, not actually. Not totally. I'm almost completely done Christmas shopping. I did that last bit where I got all the gift cards I got to send out. Because this week I'm going to send out Christmas cards to people. Probably Wednesday. So a lot of them will get there. Black Friday weekend. Thanksgiving weekend, I guess. If we must. I still got to get something for my one cousin. I have no idea what to get him. He's actually sick. He's in the hospital. Well, no, he's not in the hospital now, but he's awaiting surgery. He's got some sort of intestinal thing. He's not actually my cousin. He's it's one of those things where his parents and my parents were very close friends, and I referred to his parents as aunt and uncle as a kid. Like, he's about 4 years older than me, and known me since I was a baby. I've literally known him my whole life. He's more my cousin than my actual cousins. Of all the people I truly consider my quote-unquote close family, only my father is blood relative. You don't need to wash your paw while you're on my lap. That's actually extremely annoying, and I'd rather you not do that. She says, what happened to last night's stream? What about last night's stream? It's still there. I did turn it to, I don't know. I turned it to unlisted. Because, I did mention the pen name on there. And I thought, fuck it. Put it back. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah. But it's still there. It was a good stream, too. Turned out really well. I mean, it certainly was a good stream for me. Y'all was making one of them super chats, which I greatly appreciate. Absolutely. Greatly appreciate. So, let's see if we can maybe play some cringe without my computer melting. We'll see. We'll see if we can do it. Probably not. It'll probably go terrible. but we'll see. What do we want to play? What do we want to play? Not really sure. I don't want to do Cooking with Jack because he's a faggot. He's a flaggot. He'll nail you. For some reason it didn't. Well, yeah, I put it on unlisted for a little bit. I don't know. I should probably put it on unlisted, period. You know. If you weren't donating that night, you probably shouldn't get to know the pen name. Oh, man. I don't know. Not really any cringe I want to watch. No, we're not going to watch old Leo. I don't particularly want to watch Leo. Yes, you're going to have to sit with me. I'm sorry, buddy. If you didn't want to be in your bed, you know I don't let you run around like an idiot when we're streaming. Oh, man. No, you're not getting down. You can forget that. No. That's too bad. It's too damn bad, bud. It is too damn bad. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I was even streaming. Like I said, a little worried about my cousin. That's kind of bugging me. 3-day work week. It's gonna kind of suck. I'm glad I got a bunch of super chats because I don't get paid for Thursday and Friday. Oops. Knocking stuff down. Let's see. So he said, I think you still owe somebody Movie Bob Ghostbusters review. I told you we'll do that next weekend. I'm not doing that. No, not right now. Is the date set for the Steele versus Clary match? I don't think so, no. James Patrick Clark. Is that the guy that they've been covering on Revenge of the Sith that's like obsessed with this chick from Argentina? Is that who I'm thinking of? You're not running around like an idiot while I'm streaming. You're not doing it. Yes, my pen name is Shlomo Goldberg. You're correct. It's Shlomo Schickelstein. Yeah, I haven't followed that guy that much, the guy to Revenge of the Sith. I haven't watched a lot of Revenge of the Sith lately. I've caught a little bit of Nightwave. Like sometimes I'll catch it on the way home from work. But I'm working when Revenge of the Sith is doing it. I don't have the option to listen to this stuff when I'm at work. So I haven't listened to them in a while. There's whole like little in-jokes going. Like I'm in like their fan group on Facebook. And there's whole little in-jokes going on now that I'm just completely unfamiliar with. Let's see if we can, again, if I can get something up without, so it says, my pen name is James Patterson, tell no one. Well, I wouldn't want to own up to that if I were you. I want to see if we can find like a Kyle Rittenhouse meltdown. Let's see. Rittenhouse verdict reaction. Media meltdown. All right, so I'm going into this blind, but we're gonna watch some media meltdowns about Kyle, because that sounds like a fun thing to do while we're streaming. And hopefully my fucking stream doesn't shit out on me for doing it. Windows capture. Make sure I've closed all my Kim Possible porn tabs. Alright, so here we have MSNBC, Kyle Rittenhouse, acquitted on charge. Even though you can't see it, I still dislike this. But
the prosecution is now going to be backseat driven by a lot of people here. The decisions they made, what they decided, what counts they brought. Obviously, they're going to claim that there were some pieces of evidence they didn't get to present that they think would have strengthened their case. There'll be some of that. But it's interesting when you say that the deceased's family didn't feel like anybody was speaking for them. That feels like an indirect critique of the prosecution.
It could be, Chuck, and I mean, it really, it's hard to go back and analyze that because there are so many factors at play here. I think, one thing that made this trial unique and is different from some of the other trials is sometimes you have the prosecution and defense try to separate what is being litigated from the cultural undercurrents of the time. I wish I had a better phrase for that, but what I mean...
Sometimes. No, all the time you're supposed to have that. Okay, what is being litigated is supposed to be a matter of the facts and the law. And you know what? I'm going to give Fluffer Boy 2004 just a little bit of credit here. There really was nothing he could have done there. Like he did a very bad job, but at the same time, he had no case. So I mean, other than ridiculous Hail Mary plays, what the fuck else was he ever going to do? Somebody says you can still see dislikes if you're signed out of YouTube. That's interesting. I was not aware of that. But this one's kind of a no-go. Come on, we went... let's see. Oh, media meltdown. This one ought to be decent. Okay.
Zero shoes, like your foot. Start with the sole.
We're just gonna go. I know I should have ad blocker.
The real issue is, as a matter of precedent in the country, do we want people walking around with weapons, provoking people, and then as soon as they're threatened in any way, start to kill people? Because
you know what? If you're threatening people who are very clearly armed, maybe you should be removed from the gene pool. How about that? If somebody's walking around with a fucking rifle, with an AR, and you want to puff your chest and be like, come on, motherfucker, come get you some. Well, what the fuck do you expect? And I don't know, Chunk, maybe if you weren't telling everybody to have, to fucking riot, people wouldn't feel the need to be carrying around weapons there, champ.
if this is the standard, we're going to have massive vigilante violence in this country.
I wish, Chunk.
So it's self-defense. If you hear a gunshot, you could just turn around and shoot someone. Well, then under that...
But that's not what happened, Chunk. That's not at all what happened.
Theory, someone nearby could have shot Rittenhouse and said, well, I heard a gunshot.
But that's not the theory, though, Chunk. That's the thing you made up just now.
And he had a gun, so Rosenbaum didn't have a gun. At that point, he didn't even have a plastic bag. He'd already thrown it.
Yeah.
So he had no weapon at all, and a jury just ruled.
Now, Rosenbaum was just doing the same thing he did throughout his life, attempting to assault a minor.
It's self-defense to shoot that unarmed man and kill him, okay? Because you heard a gunshot. Well, a lot of people heard Rittenhouse's gunshot. Could they have just executed him on the spot?
Well, no. Again, that's not what anybody was saying, though.
And the answer is yes, according to the ruling we just had.
Yes, according to the weird fucking standard that you just made up just now that nobody else was saying. I guess yes. The answer is yes.
If you hear a gunshot, what if the person you're shooting is a cop? What if you heard a cop shooting, but you didn't bother looking, and you just turn around just like Rittenhouse did? You just turn around, boom, execute the cop.
Somebody says, just tuned in. What happened to last night's stream? It's gone. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Did you look? I'm pretty sure it's there. All right. If you can't find it, then too bad. It's gone. It's gone, all right? It's gone. It poof. Like an angel's kiss. And the Twitter pen name account? What about it? It's fine. Last I checked. What, it just now get suspended for no fucking reason? What are you trying to tell me? I don't believe so. No, it's fine. What are you talking about? Did you hear about the car that ran into the crowd celebrating Christmas in Wisconsin? I did not hear about that, no. But that sounds just fucking terrible.
Rambo wannabe right-wingers in this country who are like, oh yeah, why don't you just bring weapons? Oh, self-defense, murder. They just want to kill. So they go into the middle of protest.
Leftists always project. But you know what? At this point, I wish, Chunk. I wish the right understood the situation it finds itself in and acted accordingly.
With these goddamn weapons, looking to pick a fight, and then the minute Rittenhouse actually shoots these people, they're ecstatic. They love that he killed them. That's what.
Kinda, yeah. Am I happy that a pedophile is dead? That a wife beater is dead? I'm not sad about it. Rosenbaum was an absolute fucking ghoul, by the way. Like, we're all shitty. Fine. Like, we're all fucking scum. I get it. You know, only good man got nailed to a fucking cross. I get it. But even by the standards of sinful, flawed, shitty human beings, Rosenbaum was a fucking demon. All right? So you know what? Yeah. Right here, I got my fucking drink, and you know what? I will sit here and say cheers to the death of Joseph Rosenbaum. To quote Samuel L. Jackson, yes, he deserved to die, and I hope he burns in hell. Is this fucking Is this fucking 5-time convicted pedophile really the hill y'all fucking leftists want to die on? I mean, weird hill to die on, but at least you're dead. Like, fuck it. Mark Ruffalo on Twitter, the guy that plays Hulk, was all like, oh, you should, the victim, Jojo is his nickname. And it's like, we're talking about a fucking pedophile here. And look, on one level, I will grant you that if Rosenbaum had actually been murdered and it wasn't clear self-defense, as it was, the issue of him being a pedophile would kind of be irrelevant. Like, I didn't like, and I still don't like, when everyone on the right runs around talking about what a piece of shit George Floyd was. Yeah, George Floyd was a piece of shit. That doesn't mean it was okay for the cop to go all fucking Judge Dredd on him. The elevating him to sainthood like the left does is fucking idiotic. But I am perfectly capable of saying that this person was a piece of shit, but also they shouldn't have been murdered. So on one level, it is kind of irrelevant that Joseph Rosenbaum was a pedophile. Because the reason Joseph Rosenbaum died is because he thought it was a good idea to attempt to assault a young man with an AR. Turned out it wasn't. Turned out it was not at all a good idea. But for whatever reason, and I suppose we'll never know, in his diseased, pedophiled, perhaps drug-addled, I don't know, mind, he thought, I'm going to attack this person who is very clearly armed. So he says, there are times I envy believers who can take comfort in knowing every day brings Chunk Yu-Gi-Oh! Closer to hell. Well, it does. A big brown buffalo. By the way, I hope Chunk Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope Keith Olbermann, I hope these are all names that Kyle adds to his list of motherfuckers he needs to sue. I hope Kyle's list of motherfuckers he needs to sue is a mile goddamn long with very small type. He needs to just sue and sue and sue. Get that fucking bag. You know, with the first one, let them settle and get your bag. And then after that, don't let any of them settle. Ruin them. Destroy them. But yeah, Joseph Rosenbaum was a fucking piece of shit pedophile who died as he lived, attacking a minor. He was an absolute fucking ghoul of a human being. You know, and our buddy with the spicy bicep, he was a piece of shit too. The other dead guy that looks like a bearded lady, he's a piece of shit too. They were all utter fucking trash. So he says he probably thought he could get away with killing Kyle due to all the leftist coverage for Antifa. Never mind the legal repercussions. Why would you pick a fight with a man with a gun when you do not have a gun? He says, I don't think that's fair to ghouls. He says, hopefully Kyle will be Oprah rich and start his own spicy bicep coffee company. That'd be fucking hilarious. By the way, he should probably sue Black Rifle Coffee. That'd be fucking funny. How badly do you think the Black... Like, I realize the Black Rifle Coffee guys, they threw him under the bus because they thought he was going to get eaten alive and become radioactive. I get why they did it. It was obviously shitty. It was obviously moral cowardice. I mean, you'd have been better off just keeping your mouth shut and just staying out of it. But it was obviously moral cowardice. But it also very clearly was a fucking miscalculation, was it not? And I guess on some level, I don't blame him. If you'd asked me like 6-7 months ago, you know, are they going to string Kyle Rittenhouse up? I'd have thought, yeah, probably. You know. So he says the guys were mentally deranged. There were no thoughts behind Rosenbaum's action. I guess just the fucking demons that filled his head just thirst for chaos too much. I think after Rosenbaum died, all those demons went into a field of pigs somewhere. So he said Black Rifle Coffee isn't okay coffee. They were better coffee 5 years ago. Look, I don't like coffee, so I'm not a judge of it, but if I was to buy some fucking coffee, if I was to like, oh, I want some coffee, I'm not going to buy shitty meme coffee. Like, I'm not going to do it, okay? Take any food I like, right? Like, let's say, like, I love me some beef jerky, right? Fresh Cuts is a company I enjoy. Obviously, Steve's Jerky I enjoy a great deal. Those are a couple I frequently order from. But, like, I'm not going to order from, like, fucking, I don't know, like, Guns and Boobies fucking Steve Jerky, Guns and Boobies fucking jerky brand, okay? Like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to order me a bag of based and red pill jerky, okay? Because it's fucking stupid. He says, I understand saving face, but if you're going to market your company as pro-patriot, then ride or die. Yeah, talk about not reading the room. Like, not knowing your fucking base. But that's because those guys are your typical fucking cuck service. I'll be honest with you. Don't trust your average fucking vet. Especially the ones that wear it on their fucking sleeve. Don't trust them. Don't trust any vet that wears it the fuck on his sleeve. Do not do it. All right? Because they're always fucking neocon shills. So he says it's hard to talk about Kyle and such with what happened at the parade. I really don't know what happened at the parade, guys, so I couldn't tell you. Forney says their advertising is retarded. It's all this over-the-top bacon boobs explosions. Like some liberal caricature of how right-wingers think. Their advertisement is like the worst skits from the Man Show, circa like 2000. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of the Man Show is funny as fuck and still holds up, but there were some of those skits that didn't age well. And their commercials are like a fucking rejected Man Show skit. But yeah, don't go buying shit like that because if you base your fucking purchasing decisions on whether or not the company or whatever fucking agrees with me, you're gonna be drinking shitty Black Rifle coffee and Confefe brand coffee, and you're gonna be fucking watching Pure Flix. And the only decent restaurant you'll be allowed to eat at is fucking Chick-fil-A. Okay? Don't fucking do it. So he says everybody's all like, No Nut November. And I'm like, sure, take away my few remaining pleasures. I forgot it was No Nut November. I guess on Twitter I'm not following any trads or anything like that. And Brendan Lacerio tipped $5. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I'm not following any trads who are going on about how they don't. God, that's so annoying. When every fucking Catholic or Orthodox always online Spurg wants to tell me all about how he's not touching his peener this month. Like, awesome, cool. I'm very happy for you. Can we get the trads onto, like, Locktober? I mean, they already took No Nut November, which originally started from fucking cuck shit. So can we get them onto Locktober? Can we get them to wear chastity cages? And fucking... can we get them to do that all October? It's really trad, guys. It's really... It literally... They literally call them chastity cages. Isn't chastity virtue? Can we get those fucking idiots to do that? I swear. Why is everybody born after, like, 1995 is either, like, a fucking... this sex-hating fucking Puritan trad or a tranny? Like, just nobody with a healthy fucking sex drive. A healthy fucking sexuality born after 1995. It's just one extreme or another. It's either a fucking Cenobite or No Nut November. In some ways, both... In some ways, it feels like all males born after 1995 want to cut their dicks off. It's just the trads want to do it metaphorically. Forney says the only boutique coffee blend I ever liked was Intelligentsia. I hate coffee, but it's almost good enough to get me to like it. I hate coffee too, so I haven't tried it. I do not like coffee at all. Ugh. That's one of those things I just don't get. Oh, it's so good. Like, no, it's not. Yeah, no, fuck coffee. So he says, I love really slutty girls named Chastity. Well, it is a nice stripper name, isn't it? Real Bulba Hours brought to you by Pfizer. Yes, exactly, Chad. Make sure you get your 78th booster shot. So it says, are there any porn stars named Chastity? I'm sure there are. Yeah, I have no doubt that there's some fucking porn stars named Chastity. You would drink coffee and you'll be happy. I will not. And I will definitely not drink fucking black dildo coffee. He says, I need it in the morning. That's about it. Well, see, I don't need anything in the morning because I don't get up in the morning. You know, that's the cool thing about being on second shift. You know when I wake up? When I'm done sleeping. That's when I wake up. Like, I'll fall asleep around 4 and I'll wake up around noon. It's that simple. Like, I almost never have to set my fucking alarm. It's awesome. It's just fucking awesome. But back when I did work a job where I had to get up in the morning, if I needed some caffeine, I'd just get a fucking soda. So he says, I like coffee mixed with hot chocolate and a lot of cream. You know, I don't mind coffee, what do they call it, mocha? I don't mind coffee mixed with chocolate. I gotta kind of be in the mood for it, but I don't mind that. But just regular coffee, get the fuck out of here. Even in the winter when it's like, oh, I want a hot drink, it's like, I'll just get some hot chocolate or something. Some fucking hot cocoa in the winter is just fucking fantastic. Oh, you know what I want to play? I want to see if I can play it, and maybe I can't because it's a fucking TikTok video. So watch my fucking computer melt down when I try and play Chinese spyware. So it says, do you think we should have a 4-day work week instead of a 5? I don't know, man. I mean, I used to work a job that was 4 10-hour days. It was pretty fucking sweet. I mean, you know, I'd rather not work at all if it was up to me. You know what I mean? Like, see if I can find this. Okay, so let's see if I can open it in another tab. Alright. So I want to play this, because I agree with every word of it. Let's go ahead and bring this a little bigger.
Okay, there's something that needs to be addressed, like today. I'm tired of y'all pretending like y'all care about Thanksgiving. You ain't gotta pretend to care about it. Put your tree up. Put your lights up. You're supposed to be giving thanks every single day. You gonna give thanks one day out the year? Come on now. Put that tree up. Don't even pretend like you give a damn about that day. You only care about the food. Really low key is like Christmas part 1. Put that tree up. Sing your Mariah Carey. Sing your Christmas melodies. Skip all of that Thanksgiving crap. You should have been giving thanks all these other days. You missing out if you giving thanks on one day. Put that tree up. Sing your Merry Christmas. Live your life. Merry Christmas. Okay, there's something that needs to be addressed, like today.
Alright, so I'm going to say I fully agree with every word of that. Fuck Thanksgiving. Fuck Thanksgiving. I don't even like that. The food sucks. Oh, you just care about the food. I don't even care about the food. Oh, man. This week I'm going to put my Christmas cards in the mail. Still got to get something for my cousin. Assuming the poor bastard doesn't drop dead in the next couple weeks. Says I was expecting anti-Christmas TikTok. Why would you expect that on my channel? Okay, I'm the biggest fan of Christmas there ever was. Okay, like I'm a few days away from breaking my Santa hat out and wearing it all the time. Like all December, I'm wearing a Santa hat. So we said I'm beginning to think Beckloff got touched as a kid on Christmas. No, I'm not Catholic. Oh, fuck Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving blows, man. The holiday fucking sucks. The food is shit. Football's fucking shit. The parade is gay. It's all fucking shit, okay? It's Christmas part 1. I'm glad this... Everyone complains, oh, the store's open on Thanksgiving. Can't believe it's so terrible. They still go. So everybody still goes. I'm glad they open Thanksgiving. I hope they just fucking open Thanksgiving, period. Fuck it. It used to be like midnight. It used to be like super early in the morning. I remember when it was like the mall would open at like 4 in the morning on Black Friday. And then they pushed it to like midnight, like Thursday night. Now it's like, no, fuck it. The store's open like 5 in the afternoon Thanksgiving Day. I say fuck it. Just be open Thanksgiving Day. That's right. Forney says the Santa hat stays on during sex. You're goddamn right. Be like that scene in Bad Santa where she's like, fuck me Santa, fuck me Santa. You're damn right. The Santa hat stays on during sex. I'll stuff your fucking stocking. So he says, I just watched the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol earlier. That's a great version. I'm going to say it. That is a fantastic version for being like a kid-friendly version. It is probably the best kid-centric version of it, like to introduce a young kid to. I know a lot of people would say the Muppet Christmas Carol, but they're fucking wrong. Because that's after Jim died, and none of them sounded right. No, the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol is fucking fantastic. So he said turkey does suck, but it's nice to get together with family. I mean, I guess. I just, whatever. I'd probably feel a lot better. And by the way, did I mention Brendan Lasario tipped $5 earlier? Thank you for that. I'm not sure if I can't remember if I acknowledged that or not, but thank you. So he says, I've been watching videos about conservatives screaming about Harry Potter back in the early 2000s. Forgot how insufferable the right was. I'm always, even though I'm found myself on their side most of the time in this past 10 years or so, I'm always a little suspicious of most of these right-wingers because I fucking remember the Bush years, all right? And that shit was gross, okay? She said the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol super condensed into under 30 minutes still works. Yeah, that's what makes it so great for, like, kids. It's like, yeah, you just, here you go. By the way, you want something Muppet related? All you fucking cucks out there talk about the Muppet Christmas Carol. Every time I bring up Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol, like everyone 10 years younger than me or something, or even younger, is going, no Muppet Christmas Carol. No, fuck that. Just shove that up your ass. But if you want something Muppet related for Christmas that's really good to put on in front of the kids, and you can actually easily find it on YouTube, the Muppet Family Christmas Special is fucking fantastic. This was shortly before Jim Henson died, actually, and it's got the Muppets in it. It's actually got the Sesame Street characters in it. It's got the Fraggle Rock. It's got basically everything fucking Henson owned at the time. And there's like no real plot. It's just all of them get together in a big fucking house and have a Christmas party and just like hang out with each other and bullshit with each other. And it's fucking great. It's fucking fantastic. All right. It is so delightfully cozy that it is perhaps the most perfect Christmas special. Remember when celebrities, some of you probably don't because you're fucking young, but remember when like celebrities used to do like Christmas specials? A lot of singers would do it. Like a singer would do a Christmas special, and it was all really hokey. It was like they're at their house and random celebrities would stop by, like they're just stopping by the house. This shit was really big in like the 70s and 80s, and it was still around in the 90s. That a lot of that really didn't work because it was just really stilted and awkward and shit. But the Muppet Christmas Family Christmas Special is sort of that, but done well. It's so good. I love having that shit on during the holidays, just in the background and all. It's a perfect thing to have on, like if you got a lot of family or whatever over and there's like kids and all, it's the perfect thing to throw on the fucking TV to get the kids to shut up for a while. And, you know, it's from like 1989 or some shit, so you don't have to worry about it being about fucking Whitey be evil, yo, you should cut your dick off. So it's perfect thing for fucking kids. So he says watching plays of Christmas Carol is also great for kids. The 3 versions of A Christmas Carol I will always recommend. So he says, I bookmarked the Muppet Christmas Special last time you mentioned it, and I'm saving it for near Christmas. Good. You should watch it. If you have Disney Plus, you can easily find the Mickey Mouse one on there, too. So he says, I think Michael Bublé still does Christmas specials. You know what? I'm going to give Michael Bublé a pass. Michael Bublé is like a modern pop star that for some reason can get away with acting like he's a fucking crooner from the 40s or something. Like he could get away with acting like some fucking Frank Sinatra Rat Pack motherfucker. I don't know why, but he can get away with it. I don't know why. He can get away with acting like he's fucking Bing Crosby or some shit. I don't know why he can do it. But he can. He just gets a pass. But the 3 best versions of Christmas Carol. These are in some ways, the only 3 that need to exist. Your Mickey Mouse one for your kids. Perfect. Bam. Boom. George C. Scott version. Absolute, bar none, the fucking best version of it. Fight me in real life. That is not up for debate. If you feel otherwise, you're just fucking wrong. That's all there is to it. And then, Scrooged. Look, there's been a million times that they've tried to retell Christmas Carol in a modern setting, and it's usually just fucking cringe and dog shit. Scrooged, however, is fucking amazing. It is so fucking funny, while at the same time retaining all the heart and virtually every single story beat of the original. So yes, Scrooged, George C. Scott Christmas Carol, Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol, boom, put those the fuck on your list. And you know what, since we're talking about Christmas movies, Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation, put that the fuck on your list if you ain't watched it. Even if you have watched it, watch it the fuck again. Bad Santa. I love Bad Santa because here's what's so great about Bad Santa. Because it's easy to look at it and think, oh, it's just a raunchy comedy that's shitting on Christmas, and it's just, oh, it's contrarian, and it kind of is, but it's not. Bad Santa is really, really, really fucked up and funny, but then also comes back around to having a redemptive message in it. It comes back around to having some heart in it. Bad Santa kicks fucking ass. So he said Die Hard 1 is a must-watch for Christmas. You know what? I'm just going to say it. All the people running around with Die Hard is a Christmas movie, you can shove it up your ass. Okay, it's not a fucking Christmas movie. It's a great movie, don't get me wrong. Die Hard fucking kicks ass. It's not a Christmas movie, okay? It is a movie in which Christmas is a very minor plot point. You telling me that it couldn't have been a fucking... You could have probably reworked that movie to, like, instead of a holiday party, it's like a retirement party or something. I've really not had to change fuck all about it, alright? It's not a Christmas movie, okay? So he says, is Christmas Carol the most adapted story? Probably. Motherfucker, I've seen every fucking cartoon do a Christmas party. Like, fucking Sonic the Hedgehog did a fucking version of Christmas Carol in the old Archie comic. Like, it's probably the most adapted thing. Yeah. Oh shit, yeah, Dean Stockwell did die. That's right, I had heard that a couple days ago. The guy from Quantum Leap. Al from Quantum Leap. I mean, I'm sure he was in other shit. He's been in a million other things, but I can't think of anything other than Al from Quantum Leap, so sure. Somebody said that in the chat, I'm like, Dean Stockwell. I couldn't place the name off the top of my head, but I had heard that earlier. What would you consider a Christmas film for adults? I mean, I guess Bad Santa is a perfect, So yeah, I'm not saying Die Hard's a bad movie, and you want to watch it at Christmas, fine. But the point is, like, when you tell me something's a Christmas movie, then that means it's something I would feel weird watching in May. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to fucking sit down and watch Mickey Mouse's Christmas Carol, or Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation, or fucking George C. Scott Christmas Carol, or any of that shit in, like, fucking May. You know what I mean? I'll watch Die Hard in fucking May. If it's like, yeah, fucking Die Hard, sure, why not? So yeah, everyone going around with the meme of Die Hard as a Christmas movie, that's just like, haha, I'm being contrarian and I'm liking the thing that's not really a Christmas movie. I mean, there's other stuff that's like, that's kind of iffy. Like, it's kind of iffy if Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Like, I don't feel like you could necessarily make that take place any other time of year, but it's not about Christmas, like, fucking at all. So, I don't know. Like, that's kind of one of those things, a bit more of a gray area, but Die Hard is definitely not a fucking Christmas movie. I'm sorry to tell y'all. You want to watch it at Christmas, fucking fine, but, like, it's not a Christmas movie just because it happens to take place at Christmas, or parts of it take place at Christmas, or whatever. Like, Batman Returns is not a fucking Christmas movie, okay? Again, would I feel fine watching... Would I be okay watching it in May? Would I feel weird about watching it in May? No, I'd be fine with watching Batman Returns in May. I'd be fine with watching Gremlins in May. I'd be fine with watching fucking Home Alone in May. I'll tell you the Christmas movie, and I mentioned this on here, I think, a year or two ago, that holy shit does it suck. I'd never really seen it until at my aunt's house for Christmas I want to say 2 years ago. White Christmas sucks dick. Holy shit. And this is like a movie from like fucking 50s or some shit like that. Or maybe even early. Maybe it was the fucking 40s. I don't know. From a million goddamn years ago. You know, it's a movie where everybody involved in making it is dead. And it sucks. Holy shit, does that movie fucking suck. Somebody else says Elf sucks. Elf absolutely sucks. Elf sucks a dick. Oh my god, that movie sucks. Yeah, Elf sucks. White Christmas fucking sucks. Somebody says, what's the worst Christmas show ever? Nostalgia Critic says Christmas Tree. I mean, I would say that the fucking Rhapsody Street Kids is probably the worst fucking Christmas special ever made. I mean, that's a thing that aired on TV once and then was lost media for several years. But yeah, it's Phalis had a really good review, really funny review of it. And he actually goes into the history of it a good amount. Phalis' review of it is pretty worth watching. Yeah, Elf sucked. Holy shit, Elf sucked. You're absolutely right on that. Like, there's some stuff that, like... I know a lot of people are really hard on the Jim Carrey Grinch. And I can see that. I think there's a lot to like about it. It's kind of one of those things where it didn't really need to exist. You know, the original Chuck Jones cartoon is fucking perfect. Like, and it's timeless. It doesn't need fucking updating. It's funny, I watched a little bit of the live-action Cowboy Bebop because my dad, of all people, fucking stumbled across it. Had no idea what the fuck Cowboy Bebop was. But he was watching it. So I'm watching the live-action Cowboy Bebop on Netflix, and you know what? It's not bad. It really isn't bad. Like, as much as everyone wants to just shit on it. But the problem with it, when you get right down to it, is it doesn't need to fucking exist. You know what I mean? Like, the only people that I feel like would get something out of it are either... Well, I guess really the only... Somebody like my dad that never fucking saw the original. You get the watered-down version and you can enjoy it. Because, you know, he's a boomer. He's not going to click on an anime. I get it. Trust me, I get it. Most anime is fucking garbage. Cowboy Bebop is an exception. Even if it's one of those things, it's like... Fucking... The fan... Cowboy Bebop fans are about as annoying as Tool fans or something. But... It's not bad. There's nothing really wrong with it except, like... Why? That's kind of the point. Why? Did it fucking need to exist? Is it really adding anything to this? I mean, if anything, it's not doing enough differently to justify its fucking existence. So yeah, I don't really think it's bad, but there's really no reason to watch it as opposed to the original. So you said critics hate Jingle All the Way. I don't mind it. Jingle All the Way is not bad. Like, the only other person I could see kind of enjoying Cowboy Bebop live action one is somebody that has just watched the shit out of the original and they just adore it so much and they just want to get more of it, like another version of it. But see, anime fans fucking can't stand any changes between adaptations. You're talking to a comic book fan, okay? The ridiculous bullshit I've had to deal with in comic book adaptations, okay? You know, I remember going to the movies and seeing X-Men movies where they're all dressed like they're going to a gay leather bar and being happy with it. Like, that was just the best I could hope for. You know? So y'all fucking anime nerds have no idea how good you have it in some regards. That said, though, the Cowboy Bebop fans didn't want this. And it doesn't do enough differently to justify its fucking existence. Like, there's just kind of... I guess my dad, who is just a guy that would just never click on the fucking animated Cowboy Bebop on a streaming service, but he'll click on this one because he recognizes the guy from Harold and Kumar. I guess that's who it's for. I guess now he gets to kind of get a taste of Cowboy Bebop. I guess that's who it's for. I don't know. So he's never been a fan of anime. I've never been a fan of anime either, but Cowboy Bebop's solid. I can't say I've seen all of it, though. I just watched bits and pieces of it back on adult, like scattered episodes on Adult Swim back in the day, but I always enjoyed it. I don't understand the mindset, though, that, like, Hollywood has this weird mindset that until you adapt it to live action, it doesn't matter. Like, that's one thing I'll really give Japan credit for. They really understand that animation is, in no way, is just for fucking children, nor should it be. It's just another way to tell a story, and it absolutely has strengths that live action just never will. But yeah, I don't think the live action Cowboy Bebop is bad. I really don't. You know, I might watch more of it. I don't know. You know, it kind of made me want to go back and watch the original. I might see if that's on any of my streaming services. I feel like it would probably be on Netflix. Like, I feel like if they had the rights to make a live action one, they would probably have the rights to rerun the original. I would think, but I haven't checked. So he says one of the strangest Christmas movies is Jack Frost, where Michael Keaton dies in a car accident and is resurrected as a snowman. You know what's really fucking weird about that? That came out almost at the exact same time as a horror movie called Jack Frost, where a serial killer dies and comes back as a killer snowman. And they were both just similar premise. I say similar, not the same, but similar. And same fucking title. And I don't think they came out more than a year or two apart from one another. But yeah, I actually do feel like a lot of the people shitting on the live action Cowboy Bebop, I kind of feel like they're not entirely being fair. Like, it's not bad. It's kind of like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, where it's like, there's nothing really wrong with this, except that it just kind of shouldn't be. Like, it's the Tuvix of television shows. There's nothing wrong with it. It just shouldn't be. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the live action Cowboy Bebop. It just, other than why? That's really the only problem with it. Like, why is this a thing? It doesn't need to be a thing. There's nothing. Has Cowboy Bebop really? I know it's like 20 years old at this point, probably older. I first saw it in like 01 or 02 on fucking Adult Swim. I assume it came out in Japan probably a few years prior to that. That said, though, it's aged like fine fucking wine. I don't feel like somebody in the year 2021 can't hop into Cowboy Bebop and, you know, have any fucking problem with it. So yeah, does it like imagine if they like remade Seinfeld or something? It just like it was just other actors doing it, and like it was fine, and it was actually kind of funny, but it just nothing about it justified why you would. Nothing about it is good enough to get past the fact that this is a bad idea. Like, that's kind of the problem with live action Cowboy Bebop. Like, it just doesn't need to be. Okay? Like, it was doomed to fail from the start. Again, other than boomers like my dad stumbling upon it, you know, people who have no idea what Cowboy Bebop is stumbling upon it, who is this for? The hardcore fans are just going to hate it because they're just going to. This is not woke enough for modern audiences. Well, I don't know if the remake is woke. I mean, I don't know. I can't say I watched a ton of it. Like, my dad was watching it, and I watched about half of a fucking episode. So maybe there's a bunch of woke shit in there, but I didn't see any. Seinfeld in space. Yes, Seinfeld 2099. Yeah, but like, it just doesn't need to be. That's the problem with it. It just should not. It should not be. It would kind of be like imagine if they decided to remake Ghostbusters with 4 unfunny lesbians. Like, even if it turned out good, it just the premise is so bad no one would like it. Although I'm sure something like that wouldn't turn out good. Thank God no one ever did such a terrible thing, though. Why would anyone do such a thing? You don't really think somebody would do that, do you? Just remake Ghostbusters with 4 lesbians and a gorilla? Ghostbusters 3 is great, though. Go see it. Go see it. I did not go see it today again with my dad. I know somebody had sent a super chat yesterday telling me to go see it or sent something on PayPal. I did not yet. He just wasn't really... He just didn't want to go out today. He just wasn't feeling well. I think he's getting a bit of a cold or something. He's like, I don't want to go nowhere. I'm like, fine, well, I got to go out and get some fucking gift cards for people. So he said he could have made a new Buck Rogers, but nope, they have to improve on animation by making it live action. It's like with Disney with all their stupid live action remakes of shit. Like, that's kind of cute to do like once or twice as an experiment, but like, you're just gonna go through your whole fucking back catalog, aren't you? Like, it's not cool anymore. Stop it. All right, it's time to stop. But yeah, Ghostbusters 3 kicks ass. Go see it. I will probably go see it again next weekend. Probably Saturday. Thursday, I gotta do the Thanksgiving stuff. Fucking hell. And then Friday, I'm going to... Friday, I gotta put up the tree, and I'm gonna go by the mall just because I like going into the crowd, but I don't have any real shopping to do. So it says the Netflix Cowboy Bebop, based on marketing clip, took more inspiration from stuff like Scott Pilgrim and Deadpool than it did from Cowboy Bebop. I don't know, man. The little bit of it I saw, and again, I watched like half an episode, it felt like Cowboy Bebop to me. I mean, I hate Scott Pilgrim, so if I was getting Scott Pilgrim vibes off of it, I fucking throwing the remote at the television. I ain't really getting Deadpool vibes off of it either. I mean, that might be how like their marketing and all, but it does kind of just feel like Cowboy Bebop to me mostly. That said, though, it's like the biggest problem with it is just kind of it just doesn't need to be. It just should not fucking be. Cameron Brandon says, just wait till Netflix drops a One Piece show. Going to be worse than what Hollywood tried to do to Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, but in all fairness, unlike Cowboy Bebop, One Piece and Dragon Ball Z are garbage to begin with. So like you're just rearranging a pile of garbage. Like you're just making garbage in different form. Like Cowboy Bebop's actually good, okay? Dragon Ball Z is garbage. One Piece is garbage. She's Death Wish 6, the Kenosha Kid Strikes Back. Hey, we should cast him as the next Punisher. Scott Pilgrim ruined a generation. Scott Pilgrim's fucking ass. God, that movie sucked a fucking dick. I'm sorry, that movie. God. Oh, I hate that movie so much. Ugh. It's honestly one of those where it's like, I don't even get why people like it. There's things that I don't like, but I can understand why someone would like them. But I genuinely don't get it with Scott Pilgrim. I don't get how anyone is watching that and being like, yes, this is quality entertainment. Like, I don't like Doctor Who. I can understand why people like Doctor Who, though. I get it. You know? I don't like Dragon Ball Z is another one. I legitimately don't get. But I don't like a lot of anime, but I can get why people like it. Dragon Ball Z I don't get though. Holy fuck. The art style is ugly. The animation is garbage. The story is shit. The voice acting, at least in American dubs, is fucking laughable. The characters are uninteresting. The pacing is abysmal. Dragon Ball Z has the worst pacing I've ever seen in anything ever. I've never seen another work of fiction, a book, a video game, a cartoon, a TV show, a movie that had worse pacing issues than Dragon Ball Z. I think it may actually win the worst pacing of all time fucking award. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z is one of those things I just don't fucking get it. So I'm not talking about writing or anything with One Piece. I mean the weird cartoon physics and proportions. Characters in that show being translated to live action. Well, you know, that's one of the ways that would make it possibly interesting. Because, I mean, look, you're dealing with human characters. It's not like trying to make fucking Bugs Bunny live action or something. So, you just tell a story differently than the animation would. You take the same basic story and say, okay, well, what if instead of a cartoon, we wanted to do this as a fucking, actual live action thing? That's what you do with it. But again, none of that. That's just a bad idea from the get-go because the hardcore fans aren't going to fucking like it because it's different. And, you're certainly not going to get me to want to watch a fucking One Piece live action thing because the original sucks. So again, it's one of those things where even if you do it well, it almost doesn't matter because it's just a fucking bad idea from the get-go. Just says Fedora Loft doesn't like the pacing because there's not enough nerds swinging on a web. Show me one Spider-Man fucking thing that has worse pacing than Dragon Ball Z. There are Spider-Man cartoon shows that have come and gone that I've barely watched, like Ultimate Spider-Man or fucking Disney's Marvel Spider-Man or whatever the fuck they got going on now on XD. that has worse pacing than Dragon Ball Z. It doesn't exist. Maybe Amazing Spider-Man 2 did? I don't know. I didn't fucking watch it because it looked like shit. I don't know. I personally don't think I have enough melanin in my skin to watch Dragon Ball Z because literally most of the Dragon Ball Z fans I've known are fucking black and brown nerds. I don't know why that is. But, like, if you find a white nerd, I mean, he might like Dragon Ball Z, but if you find a black or brown nerd, it's like 99% certain he's all about fucking Dragon Ball Z. I don't know why that is. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z is fucking garbage. It is fucking trash. Said 90s Spider-Man was like the complete opposite of Dragon Ball Z. Almost too much going on in an episode. Yeah, fucking 90s Spider-Man 90s Spider-Man cartoon got to the fucking point. All right, like it had shit to do in a fucking episode. It got to it. All right. There was like 9 fucking episodes where Spider-Man just stares down Doc Ock and they just fucking just grunt at each other like they're trying to take a dump in their pants. All right, that didn't fucking happen. You miss an episode, especially towards the last couple seasons of that, you miss an episode. You're like, oh shit, I gotta go back because I'm fucking lost now. You can miss like 45 episodes of Dragon Ball Z and you're like, okay. They can be summed up in like 30 seconds. So he says, I missed Spectacular Spider-Man canceled too soon. Spectacular Spider-Man was pretty damn good. In a lot of ways, it's actually better than the 90s cartoon. In a lot of ways. He says, I love Dragon Ball Z because it's great when you're a kid. And I don't even understand that. Like, I would have been bored to tears when I was a kid watching that. Like, you have less of an attention span as a kid. You want, like, I'd be sitting there like, is something going to happen in this cartoon? God, that art, the art style in this is fucking garbage. Holy shit. I don't understand how you don't hate anime if that's your fucking main introduction to it. Again, so many people think it's fucking Shakespeare or some shit. I don't get it. It's like in the 90s and 2000s, you could have been like watching fucking Bruce Timm DC cartoons. You know, you could have been watching the 90s X-Men or Spider-Man. You know, like you could have been watching like Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls or some shit back then. You know, and you were fucking watching Dragon Ball Z. If I had to watch something back then that was out of Japan, I'd rather watch Sailor Moon. At least in a pinch, you can crank one out to the fucking transformation scene. At least things happen in fucking Sailor Moon. Yeah, most of it's stupid, but Dragon Ball Z is just as stupid. Just I guess less stupidity because less things happen. But so it's Dragon Ball Z is too small for his big brain. No, it's just shit. It's just fucking bad. Like, what is good about it? Explain that to me. What the fuck is good about it? Again, art style looks ugly. The animation is bad, okay? It's like later seasons of the... it's like season 3 or 4 of fucking TMNT. Kind of bad. It's just, holy shit, is it sloppy. American dub, at least. Maybe the Japanese voice acting is fucking amazing. I don't know. I don't speak Ching Chong, so I'm never going to fucking know. But the American dub is laughable. It is fucking laughably bad. Wasn't there like a movie too where like the whole plot was they were punching a tree or something? It was just a big tree on the planet. It could be seen from space, and it's like 90 minutes of him just trying to punch a tree. Fuck Dragon Ball Z. Holy shit. I'd rather watch Naruto. And Naruto is fucking hot garbage. I like Dragon Ball Z, mostly black and brown nerds that fucking adored it. But Naruto is hot fucking garbage too. Watched by black kids with no dad and fucking autistic kids. But I'd rather watch Naruto. Now, frankly, I'd rather put a gun in my mouth than watch either. But like, assuming the gun in my mouth isn't a fucking option, I'll take fucking Naruto over that shit. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get what the fuck y'all saw in that shit. I had a roommate, like, one of my first roommates was all into it, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So he says, just watch real Ghostbusters on YouTube. Oh yeah, the real Ghostbusters cartoon was solid. The later seasons are kind of bad because the network starts to really meddle in it and kind of fuck shit up. But the first and I want to say second season of Ghostbusters, real Ghostbusters, is fucking fire. Extreme Ghostbusters is pretty solid too. Sure as fuck beats Dragon Ball Z. Jeez. Toonami ruined a generation of males. Toonami was great when it first came out too, because they were digging up a bunch of like 20-year-old American action cartoons. You could watch fucking Transformers and G.I. Joe and shit for like the first time in 20 years, and then it became like a Dragon Ball Z and just shit. It just became Dragon Ball Z, basically. So he says, what is up with the Ghostbusters with the grape ape in it? Okay, so that's... When they made the Ghostbusters movie, they didn't realize that there was a show in, like, Britain in, like, the fucking 60s called Ghostbusters, where it was, like, these... It was almost like a Scooby-Doo knockoff, but it was live action, weirdly enough. But there was a gorilla with them. And they were like partway through production on Ghostbusters when they got sued by the other company. And they just sort of settled out of court. And just decided they could both use the name Ghostbusters, whatever. So when the movie got big, some animation company got the rights to the old British TV show and made a cartoon based off of it, trying to latch on to the success of the movie. That's why when the actual cartoon based on the movie came out, they called it The Real Ghostbusters. Because at the time there was this other fucking Ghostbusters. And even as a kid, I remember, like, I was a little kid watching these and I'd be like, oh cool, Ghostbusters. But it would turn out it was the other one. I was like, this is crap. This isn't Ghostbusters. And then when they remade it, Ghostbusters in 2016, they took some inspiration from the old British show and decided to make one of the four people a gorilla. I don't know why they did that, but it didn't really pan out well, but they just decided to take some inspiration from the Funimation one. I don't know why, but... So he says they changed Venkman's voice from Garfield's voice in later episodes of Ghostbusters. Yeah, originally Venkman was voiced by Lorenzo Music, who also did the voice of Garfield. Which, interestingly enough, he voices a Bill Murray character. He voices Garfield, then Bill Murray voices Garfield. Kind of comes full circle on you there. Anyways, For some reason in the later seasons, they replace him with Dave Coulier, who was Uncle Joey from Full House. And it's not as good at all. It's one of those changes they made in the later seasons that really butt fucks things. But yeah, originally it was Lorenzo Music, who was a fucking fantastic voice actor, by the way. But yeah, the early episodes of Real Ghostbusters are great. Extreme Ghostbusters are pretty solid too. By the way, I didn't know Extreme Ghostbusters existed when it was out. I never fucking heard of it until like the late 2000s. Like I never fucking heard of that thing when it was out. I don't know what kind of marketing it got, but I mean, like that was late 90s, so I was kind of middle school to high school age. But I still fucking watch cartoons. I never went through a phase where I didn't watch cartoons. I just went through a phase where I maybe didn't admit it. It has that same art style as like the Godzilla cartoon based on the 98 movie or the Men in Black cartoon. I think it's the same studio. But I mean, I remember those other two from back in the day. So he says, haha, I didn't recognize it was Uncle Joey. Yeah, it's Uncle Joey. It's not good. Oh, it's not good. One of the best early episodes, and I can't remember what it was called, and it wasn't the pilot, but it probably should have been the pilot. But there's like some reporter that's like interviewing Venkman, and they tell the story of like kind of how we got from the movie to the real Ghostbusters status quo. And like, it talks about how like why they have different uniforms than they did in the movie. Like it literally bothers to explain that. And the reason they had different colored uniforms in the show is because executives thought that would make it easier to fucking sell toys. That's why they made Egon blonde and Ray ginger. Well, they throw out the original uniforms because they're contaminated with too much fucking ghost energy from Gozer. And Venkman is a lazy fuck, so he doesn't properly dispose of them. He just throws them in a fucking closet. And then, like, they fucking eventually, like, the ghost energy manifests as, like, echoes of them. Like, doppelgangers of them that are trying to kill them. And then it also explains why Slimer is, like, cool with them. Like, after all the ghosts escape the containment unit in the movie, Slimer just sticks around, and the one says it's maybe we're the first people to really pay attention to him or something. Like, maybe he has nowhere to go. He just sort of sticks around, and they let him stick around because it's a chance to study a ghost up close. But yeah, Real Ghostbusters is great, man. There's some solid stuff in that cartoon. And most of them, if you go to the Ghostbusters YouTube channel, they've been throwing Real Ghostbusters episodes and Extreme Ghostbusters episodes up on there constantly. Just free to watch. I also love that in the IDW comic, they actually interact with the real Ghostbusters as like one of, because in the IDW comic there's a multiverse element where Egon has discovered that parallel universes exist and how to travel to them, and he interacts with other versions of pardon me, other versions of Ghostbusters, including the real Ghostbusters. Pardon me. But yeah, Real Ghostbusters is definitely worth watching. So he says, so was Slimer ever a living person? So I'm going to drop some fucking extremely fucking nerdy and esoteric Ghostbusters lore on you. And I'm going to explain what Slimer actually is. Because I used to wonder that myself as a kid. So there are different types of ghosts and spirits in the Ghostbusters universe, or universes, you know. Some are formerly living things. Some, however, kind of like what I described with the Ghostbusters doppelgangers earlier, are actually sort of like spiritual energy congealed into a semi-sentient form. Slimer is basically, you could almost point to parallels in like a lot of Japanese mythology, but he's basically like an elemental spirit of gluttony. Slimer was never actually a person. Slimer was never a living thing. He is an elemental spirit. So yeah, I know more about Ghostbusters than anybody really should. By the way, the 09 video game's fucking fantastic. They put a remaster of that on the Switch. I might pick it up at some point. I wonder if they put it on a physical release. I'd prefer it on a physical release if I can get it. She says I would watch a movie entirely of Venkman and Slimer. It's funny, in the movie, they don't call him Slimer anywhere in either movie. They just call him the, whatever the name of the hotel was, the ghost of that. But yeah, Slimer was not actually a person. He is an elemental spirit. But yeah, he's just a personification of gluttony. All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up because it is getting late. I got to take this dog out one last time. And I should probably start and get ready for fucking bed. Even I got to get to sleep around 3 or 4. Folks, if you enjoy the content I put out, do consider supporting the show. Streamlabs.com/thebackoff. You can send a donation when I'm not live, and I'll see it when I am live. PayPal.me/thebackoff. Send a donation that way. And you could if you send a donation with a message and want me to read it, I can read it. I won't use your full name because I know a lot of PayPal accounts have your full name attached. I'll probably just use your first name if you do that. But you can send a donation that way. And also, thebeckloff.store. You can go ahead and check that out. That's my Amazon wish list if you'd like to buy me some of the dumb shit that I like. You know, and it is getting close to Christmas. If you want to get your favorite Bulbasaur or something for Christmas. And once again, folks, I can't reiterate enough. Go watch Ghostbusters 3. It's fucking fantastic. And play the Ghostbusters video game from 09, too. It's great, too. And watch real Ghostbusters. And watch Extreme Ghostbusters. And go read the IDW comic. This franchise is batting 1,000, except for that one thing that we don't talk about. Take that one thing that we don't talk about out of the equation. This franchise is batting 1,000, folks. You can't go wrong with that. Go watch Ghostbusters. Go watch Ghostbusters 2.